Good afternoon, everyone. Dawg's going to do the story for you. Thanks, Brother D. Uh, Today's story is called A Soaked Crow. Now, y'all remember the story of the Good Samaritan, don't you? The Samaritan was a social outcast, but that fact didn't stop him from providing loving service to someone in need. The story about a flock of crows illustrates the same type of service. You see, other birds and human beings don't think much of crows because crows robs birds' nests of the eggs and the young, and they devour the farmer's seeds and crops. So as a result, crows are among the most hated of all birds. Now, the idea of a crow caring for an injured comrade may be hard to imagine. Yet, F.B. Currier once recorded an event that defies any other description. Dog tripping over his tongue. In the early 1900s, Currier was watching crows in Massachusetts when one of the birds fell into the Merrimack River. The surprised bird immediately began to crawl out in distress. Nearby crows quickly went to the aid of the fallen member of their flock. One of the crows flew down and used his claws to grab the half-submerged bird and proceeded to drag it toward the shore. Now when the first crow grew tired, he turned loose and another crow come in and took over. And when that one grew tired, another took its place. The birds didn't give up. One after another, they kept dragging their soaked crow friend to the water's edge. Once there, the unfortunate crow crawled out of the water and spread its wings in the sun to try to dry them. Meanwhile, the attending crow stood by patiently until the wet bird had dried and basically preened its feathers. Guys, if you wonder what preen means, he picked at his feathers until he got them just right. Some of you little girls know about that too, don't you? Anyway, then they all flew off together. Now, we may not consider crows to be the most honorable of birds, but we can certainly learn from their example in this case. It is not safe to judge others by their reputation. God's love sometimes is illustrated in the most unlikely places. As we consider the apparent concern of the crows in this story, we can remember these words. Then Jesus said to him, "Go and do likewise." Guys, Brother D and I have seen what the crows can do. We've seen crows actually help one another with broken wings. They'll stay with them until they get better or until they die. That's right, dog. We've seen that before. Guys, just so you know, there's a question. What do you call a flock of crows? And the answer is a murder of crows. 3 or more crows is considered a murder. And if you wonder where the name come from, it comes from folklore and old wives' tales. And don't mistake a crow for a raven. Ravens are bigger than crows. So, y'all have a blessed day. And our verse today comes from Luke 10:36 and 37. Which of these 3 do you think was a neighbor to him who fell among the thieves? And he said, he that showed mercy on him. Guys, let us remember, mercy is a good thing. Mercy is what God gives us when he gave us his son Jesus. So, by his grace, go out and show mercy to others. And this picture that showed up last, I wanted to, when I told you about the murder of crows. So y'all have a blessed day.